Thank you for tuning in to The Reading, produced by Black Spectrum Network. Please go to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com to purchase a private psychic reading. If you can't get enough of my content, go to patreon.com/Black Spectrum Network. For as little as $2 a month, you can get these and other videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date. Please like this video, click the subscribe button, and leave us some feedback in the comments section. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the personality cards about Madam C.J. Walker. The first card that I get for Madam C.J. Walker is the mediator card. So it talks about her being an entrepreneur that had the ability to negotiate with different business people. I'm saying that she was able to work with white people specifically and to learn their business tactics and when I'm talking about their business tactics, the way that they sold their products, marketed their products, and how it was that they were their employment structures. She was able to reproduce those by creating good partnerships with white people, and she was able to reproduce that for herself as a business model. I see that she had a gift for negotiating fairly with her employees in a way that other employers weren't, and I am saying that that's why so many people were attracted to what it was attracted to working with her. You know, not just the opportunity to work, but also because she had improved upon an infrastructure that an employment infrastructure that she had learned from white people, and being able to being able to set aside her prejudices towards them to learn their techniques and strategies, their business techniques and strategies. The damsel card is talking about her being someone that, you know, was very independent. She was she's a healer by nature. So I know that she was known for producing oils and serums that were helping to regrow African American hair. I'm seeing that the damsel card, however, is speaking specifically about her ability to not fall victim. She wasn't. How do I say this? She wanted to create change for herself. Okay. She didn't want her hair to be brittle and falling out. She didn't like seeing other people's hair brittle and falling out. So she wanted to develop a product that she wanted to develop a system of hair care that would help grow African American hair, and she did. She did that for herself. The damsel card is speaking specifically. It doesn't speak about someone wanting to be rescued. It speaks about someone that fights against the feeling of wanting to be rescued, but at the same time, I see that she was always longing for love, looking for a solid romantic partnership. The student card is speaking about her always learning, having a desire to learn about hair care, hair health, science, and chemistry specifically. I see that she was also very knowledgeable about herbs and what, like specifically, about just natural products, and using natural products to create her, using natural products, but also I'm definitely seeing where she was working with, I would say, processed chemicals, things, unnatural resources as well, and blending those two for to benefit, African American hair. I'm also seeing here that another thing about Madam C.J. Walker, which what made her, you know, a very vicious businesswoman, and I see this, is that she was very arrogant about how she went about. She was very arrogant about how she walked in society. I do get that I don't get humility from her. I get this energy that she was I get this energy that she was on, you know, she felt that she was better than. I get that she felt that she was better than because she knew more, and because she was always open to learning, and she felt that being closed-minded wasn't going to help her to advance in society. That she's like, you know, but that's also what I get from the mediator card, where she felt that she could make friends with white people to an extent and learn from them, is how I see it. And she thought she was better than the black people that didn't have a multiracial friendship circle. This is the first time I've ever really gotten this card. Okay, so this is pretty epic, but this is talking about her having a passion. This is talking about her having a passion for, like, she's a creative woman. She's a very creative woman. She's multi-talented. She works with many hands. She had her hand in many pots, and she was able to do many things. She amassed a tremendous amount of wealth. But I'm also saying that she was on her pursuit for some superficial purposes. I'm saying that she did have a genuine. She was very sincere about wanting to produce products that were more effective at regrowing African American hair and strengthening it. But at the same time, she was not above making $1. Okay. She loved to make money. Okay. And that's this. I mean, she was money focused. I see that she had she was fine with capitalism. She didn't have a problem with capitalism because she had worked the system for herself. Now I'm seeing that she was great with numbers, great with math, a brilliant thinker in terms of accounting and calculating money, numbers. I think that Madam C.J. Walker could have definitely sat on Shark Tank, but she was an investor, and she watched white people recirculate their money, and through retail sales, and she learned those business models. I'm saying her mind is almost kind of like a human calculator. You could say, hey, I've made $230,000 as my year-to-date revenue, and right now my profit margins are at 38%, and she can immediately tell you about how much you are, how much you're selling. She'll ask you, ask you about the square footage of the space that you're using. She's very knowledgeable. She was very knowledgeable about business, and the quantitative side of business. The mentor card is speaking about. See, this is something I already know. All right, so not gonna pretend. I don't know Madam C.J. Walker. So yeah, Madam C.J. Walker, I know that she was friends with, she was a part of a circle of powerful black civil rights activists, thinkers, and scholars. The mentor card is speaking about her, mentoring young women. That was specifically who her target demographic was. Mentoring young black women and trying to create a black middle class. I'm also saying that here that she was also responsible for creating a middle class culture. She was also teaching them etiquette. And she was teaching them etiquette, how to better articulate their words, and how to become, I guess you can say, a WASP. I do see that. Okay, so the trickster card is talking about she was unpredictable in her business practices, and that made her a, how do I say this? It made her a a lot of companies that had been employing her were unaware that she was going to be a vicious competitor as a businesswoman. They didn't know that she was a sleeping giant. They underestimated her, and it was unpredictable in how she marketed her products or what she sold. She was unpredictable in the markets that she was tapping into, especially with her going international and going global. I'm saying that played a huge role in her ability to dominate in the hair care industry. She was thinking beyond a local and domestic market. She was wanting to go. She was wanting her money to circulate internationally because she had been learning about those. She had been learning about those secrets to siloing money internationally. If that makes any sense. The trickster card is not so much, it's all about, most of these cards are reading about her as a business person, because all of her energy, the energy that follows her is largely one that's very entrepreneurial, way down. Her energy feels as though it was very much weighed down by business demands and trying and people always asking her for money, always asking her to donate, always asking her to appear here, always interested and fascinated with her story. But at the same time, she enjoyed that. Okay, the healer card just came out. So again, I said she was a healer. She had the and if you look at this card, you know what's funny is if you look at this card, it's kind of like she's doing hair. Let's see. They get the autofocus. Autofocus. Let's see. Can you autofocus? Hold on. Let me make it autofocus. Maybe. Well, either way, you can see the healer card. Let me move it up a little. Anyway, so the healer card is talking about Madam C.J. Walker. Being someone that had the ability to transform people's perceptions of their hair and their self-esteem. She was responsible for growing the self-esteem of Black women and Black men because she had learned she had learned how to institutionalize African American hair care practices. That was the difference. You know, these things had already been known, but she had institutionalized them, and she was the first to do it as a healer. And so it's what she did is the equivalent to Barack Obama providing universal health care to everyone. He institutionalized universal health care. He institutionalized having health insurance, and making it mandatory. And finally, the teacher card. So she gets the student and the teacher card. See, Madam C.J. Walker was very arrogant. Let's just put it that way. She's very arrogant, and she was very knowledgeable. She had a lot of wisdom. She was great with math, great with numbers. She could read. She could spell, okay? And she was literate, all right? So these things were very important in terms of distinguishing her from other African-American people. And she was able to use these important social features to teach other people and to lead them. At the same time, she taught her employees skills and traits like how to present yourself in a way, you know, code switching essentially. You know, she helped to teach them how to code switch. But you know, it's something that's in code switching is innate for African Americans, you know what I mean? But she was teaching them how to do it in a more sophisticated way through being employed by her. And I'm also saying that she did employ some white women as well, and she enjoyed that. So she has an energy of domination about her, and I want to say that she was a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, but not in a way that she was deceptive. She was just deceptive in terms of you thinking that she was going to get you I mean, you were going to get her, but she was getting you. You know, she was always, she was pretending to be the student when in actuality she was a teacher, and she was advancing the practices that she had learned from other people that underestimated her. Okay, so now we are going to get into the reading about Madam C.J. Walker. Give me just 1 second. Okay. Now I want to know what was Madam C.J. Walker's spiritual purpose. Her purpose was to teach the masses hair language. Period. We wanted her to start a business that would teach the African community how the ancestors were caring for their crown. Their hair was telling of their health. Their hold on. Their medical health. Period. The business she started was developed to help bring back forth information about the strength of the African crown. Period. So what they're saying when they're talking about the crown, and this needs to be further dissected. When they're talking about the crown, they're specifically saying that the crown chakra, that in a way, it's important to care for your hair because it's an antenna, and it represents the ways in which your chi or your chi is being emitted. It's like it's similar to Solange's song "Don't Touch My Hair," where she's like, "Don't touch my crown, you'll see the vision I found." The crown chakra, you know what I mean? So it's talking about we're talking about caring for and re-strengthening the crown chakra, washing the head. I hear being very important for, obviously that's very important for us, but washing the head was something that needed to be brought back as a natural hair care practice. Anything else? And her business was definitely established with good intentions. Period. Although the practices of styling the hair have changed over time, she did a wonderful feat for the society. Period. Okay. So, with that being said, my next question is, what were her spiritual gifts? she speaks. She says, not Madam C.J. Walker, but she speaks. We gifted her the ability to gift the ability to work in finance, a financial career during a time when this was not understood to be a career for African women, period. We blessed her in dreams with the desire to change from within the beauty business to help develop a care system and work with others without being harmed, period. We blessed her with supreme protection because she worked towards a goal and was dedicated to bringing change forth for the African woman. The responsibility was heavy, stressful, and didn't always make her happy. Depression, a problem. Yes, absolutely. Period. We want those observing this to know she turned away from a destiny of being a family woman to be a business woman, and we anointed her roads for her choice and blessed her with stability, provision, and love from the community and her family, period. Okay. So now I'm going to shuffle my tarot cards. Give me just 1 second. So fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. 'Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the skyline